Hello everyone, my name is Pixie-Ann. I am a fitness instructor with UBC Recreation. Today's movement break will be 15 minutes and we will be training your core. Before we start our warm-up, I would like to recognize that I am filming today from UBC Vancouver's Point Grey campus, which is situated on the traditional, ancestral, and unceded territory of the Musqueam people. I would also like to recognize that you may be joining me from near and far, and would like to recognize the traditional and ancestral caretakers of those lands. I would like to give props to Participation for continuing to help our UBC community get active and stay healthy. For those of you unfamiliar with Participation, they are a non-profit organization started in 1971 to help encourage us get active and healthy. Let's talk about your core. A lot of people believe that the core is the rectus abdominis, the front part, which it is part of those muscles. But when I'm talking about the core, I'm talking about a little bit more about the muscles around the abdomen. It involves the rectus abdominis, the obliques, the glute muscles, your pelvic floor muscles, your spine muscles, and we're going to start to think about that as well as our diaphragm, which is your breathing muscle. Technically, your diaphragm is considered part of your core muscle. So when you exhale, that is where your core is at its general toughness. Think about an exhale in martial arts. That is where your core, your center of your being is at its most robust. We're gonna use our breathing for our core today. All right, so let's start. Stand up nice and tall, feet in line with shoulders or hips, whatever feels comfortable, and start to breathe fully. So we're gonna inhale and straighten or lengthen the hips, squeeze the glutes, and exhale, just relax a little bit. Okay, let's do a few more breaths. Inhale, lengthen those hips, get nice and tall, shoulders in line with hips, hips in line with ankles, and exhale, relax. Let's take one more full breath. Let's start to involve the arms. Bring the arms above your head, and if this is uncomfortable to clasp your fingers, we can hold on to our forearms or whatever feels comfortable. So this is your inhale, and your exhale, I want you to tilt to one side. Eyes looking up if it feels comfortable, or eyes looking forward. Inhale, come back to center, and exhale, opposite direction. So we are staying strong, planted on our feet, but we are tilting one side and the other. Get a nice stretch on the long side. Let's do one more each side. Inhale, center, and exhale, over. Continue to clasp, and let's exhale, bringing the arms down, but we're gonna think of activating the core a little bit more, so those front part of your muscles, squeeze your glutes, bring the rib cage into your hips. Inhale, back up. Exhale, down. Inhale, back up. Start to see if we can get some of those back muscles involved, the lats. Mid-back muscle, mid-range, big muscle. Very, very important in that core. Let's do one more. All right, bring the arms down, good work. Inhale the arms above your head, and let's rotate. I am facing the right side with my left hand forward, right hand back. Come back to center, arms down. Inhale the arms above your head again, and let's rotate to the opposite direction. So I am now facing left with my right hand forward, left hand back. Inhale to center, bring the arms down. Let's repeat. Inhale up, exhale, rotate. Down, face forward. Inhale up, exhale, rotate. Let's do two more, one more each side. Continue to plant those feet firmly on the ground, inner and outer edges of those feet on the ground. Last one. Good job, good work. All right, we were in this position earlier. Let's try to mimic that position, but without the arms. Okay, so we're standing up nice and tall. Locate those glutes, locate your pelvic floor. Exhale, bring the rib cage into the hips, hips into the rib cage. Inhale, relax. Exhale, tighten it up. Inhale, relax. Now, these might look like they're isometric contractions, but we're locating smaller muscles in the hips, in the lower portion of the abdomen to tilt the pelvis. All right, so let's do one more. Exhale, use your diaphragm muscle, which spreads on the abdomen to activate that core and get nice and tough right here. Relax. Let's continue to tighten up the abdominals, the core muscles, glutes. Let's take a few breaths here. So we are tight, we are tough, but we're breathing normally. So this is a stand your ground position, as it might be called. Arm bones are in their sockets, feet planted, four corners of your feet active, glutes active, proud chest, ears in line with shoulders. All right, relax. I hope that worked for you. Let's get into a little bit more stretch and then we're gonna start. Bring your feet wider here. Option hands on your thighs and we're going to bend over, pushing the hips back. Bending over, pushing the hips back. Pressing down in the legs and come back to standing and stack your shoulders on top of your hips again. Option. Second option, maybe hands go down a little further. Bum is still back. Press to stand. It's a little bit of a squat, but it's more of a stretch here. Press to stand. Option number 3, we're gonna get even lower where our hands are on our shins or on the ground. Bum comes down, head up. Head comes down, bum goes up. Everyone has feet planted firmly on the ground. So no matter where you are with your hands on your thighs, on your shins, or on the ground, we're making sure that our feet are planted on the ground. They can be turned out, turned in. Everyone has different anatomy here when it comes to those hips. As long as there's no pain in the knees, we're stretching those hamstrings. All right, slowly roll up, stretching the glutes. All right, let's get into a lunge. If you've never done a lunge before, it is feet separated, feet still hip width distance apart. I'm gonna be on my back foot on the toes, so my heel is lifted. The front leg, the knee is directly above the ankle. So option here, we're taking a deeper bend, or less of a bend. What I want us to try is rotating towards the outer thigh of that front leg. So if you face your leg, if you look down, you can see the inner thigh is towards your middle, your center. The outer thigh is towards the outside. Hands on your chest, clasping your fingers if it feels okay. We're going to rotate towards that outer leg and come back to center. Rotate towards the outer leg, exhale. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, rotate. Inhale, back to center. Let's do 2 more. Exhale, rotate. Inhale, back to center. Good job. Take a break. If you need a break at any point, please feel free to go ahead and take that break. Just shake it out if you need to. We're gonna face the opposite direction. I'm gonna stay on this side so you can see both sides. All right, so let's position ourselves into that lunge. Your core is braced, but we can still breathe. So just like we practiced at the beginning. Take a look at your knee. Is it hovering above that ankle? Are you on your back toes? It doesn't have to be wide. It can be a little narrow. As long as there's no pain in your joints, let's continue. All right, so I'm going to inhale to prepare and exhale, rotate towards that outer thigh. Inhale back to center, exhale, rotate. So we're gonna use the same muscles that we did earlier where we twisted, standing. Let's do 2 more, good job. Inhale, prepare, exhale, rotate. Oh, good job. Come back to center. Let's press in that front leg and let's shake it out. All right. I want you to practice activating your core and balancing on one leg. All right, so now that we're done activating our hip muscles, we can sense those hip muscles. Hopefully you can sense your obliques, the side of your abdomen. You can sense your pelvic floor muscles. I want you to try bringing your right leg up, and let's try to balance. Option, bring the arms above your head. Option again, close your eyes. Now, if you are closing your eyes, make sure that you have enough space. Let's do this for another 5, 4, 3. Bring the leg back down. All right, shake it out. You'll be shaking out your standing leg. Let's try the opposite side. Okay, so I'm positioning my foot directly underneath myself so I can help myself to balance. Activate those flexors, muscles on the top of the leg and in the hip. Activate your lower abdominals. Another few seconds, take your options. If you had the arms above your head, go right ahead. If you had your eyes closed, go right ahead. 3, 2, 1. Bring it down, good job. The core is central to protecting lower body and upper body movements. And we're doing just that. Good job. All right, let's keep going. We're going to come into this wide leg position again, where we were in our warm-up. So it's a squat. Let's bring the arms on the outside. Clasp your fingers, an option either inside the knee or outside the knee. Continue to face forward. So I want you to look down with your eyes, just not between your feet. Don't look up too far up. Nice and neutral in that neck. We're gonna bring the arms cross body, and as we lift the arms, we're going to lift the heel off the ground. Come back to this low squat position. And let's try a few more of these wood choppers. Inhale, prepare. This is your preparation. Exhale. Tighten up that core. Let's do 2 more. Last one, keep going. So you'll feel this right here on the side of your oblique to prepare. And as you lift above your head, you should feel it on the opposite side. Release and relax. All right, good job on those wood choppers. Let's try the opposite side. Okay, so option, again, the arms can go on the inside or the outside. You don't have to go too low, but you can go lower if you want. When you're ready, let's try it on the opposite side. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. Continue breathing. We're not going to hold our breath anywhere. But I want you to start to feel that diaphragm muscle and how important it is to core stability, to breathe fully. Good job. Let's do one more. All right. Take a break. Good job. Now we can repeat. We did 5 of each, but we can go up to 10, 20 when you're doing these on your own. Let's move on. Okay. All right. Number 3, we're going to use that balance that we tried in our warm-up. All right, we're gonna start with option number 1. I'm gonna crawl the leg back and then hinge forward, press in that standing leg. Let's try to balance here. Let's try it again. All right, this is a useful everyday tool that involves picking something up from the ground. All right, let's do 2 more, and I am going to completely float. Use those core muscles. It's okay if you lose balance. Use your hip muscles. If you're around something you can hold on to, that is all good. That is allowed. All right. 5 each side, again, is a good number, but if you wanted to do more, I recommend 10, 15, 20, however many you need in order to locate those muscles. Glutes, hamstrings, your core, the complete abdomen. Wow, everything here, activate it. Okay, let's move on. Let's move to the ground. So if you have a mat, or if you wanted to take something for your knees, you're more than welcome to. A pillow that you might have at home is very useful, or a mat. All right, let's go down to hands and knees. All right, so my fingers are pointing forward. I can curl my toes. So I have some torque here with the feet, with toes. All right, wrists in line with shoulders, fingers pointing forward. Option here, let's drag the opposite arm and opposite leg away from the core. Continue to stabilize hips, abdomen, back muscles. Now use your core muscles. Let's replace the hand and the foot where they were. Let's try the opposite side. So option number 1, you're crawling, using your core muscles to stabilize. Using your core muscles to pull the limbs back in. Option number 2, we are going into floating. Try not to open up too much with this. Keep the arm in line with the shoulder. Keep the leg in line with the hip. Pull it back to where you were. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, hold. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, hold. I am alternating sides right now, but if you wanted to hold on one side, you're more than welcome to. Option number 3, if you are doing these bird dogs as they are called, we can take this extension and contraction. We're going to pull the elbow to the knee, curl the belly in just like we've been doing, come back to that extension and recover. Let's try the opposite side. If we are moving on with these, bird dog crunch, extend, contract. Pull the elbow into the knee. Come back into this extension and recover. Let's try one more each side. Now, if you are doing these on your own, you have your own count. That's perfect. Almost there. Last one. And recover. Good job. If you needed to take a little break from your back, maybe the back got activated a little bit too much, we can take something called a child's pose in yoga, where either your knees are together or knees are apart. Crawling my hands forward and bringing my ears into my biceps. All right, good job. Let's stretch. An important part of your core muscles is stretching them as well. Sometimes we forget, we train a lot with our core, the sit-ups, the side planks, the planks, but we might not be stretching. And along with your muscles, your organs, your heart would be really happy to be stretched as well. So if this is okay, we are going to get into a Sphinx. I'm going to bring my chest down. So I'm completely relaxed here. The option here is bring the elbows into your chest, clasping your fingers, face this way. Okay. I'm trying to lengthen the spine up. So I'm activating my muscles to stretch up. Option number 2, your hands would be by your shoulders, just underneath your shoulders. Peel the chest off the ground. Squeeze your butt muscles. Keep helping your stability. Keep helping your core. Feels really good. This is the best part of a workout for me, is the stretch. Let's reverse. We're gonna come back into that child's pose again. And let's try to get heavy, heavy, heavy. As you breathe through the muscles of your back, I'll follow you with this one. See if you can get into areas of your back you haven't gotten into, you haven't breathed into yet. Let's take 2 more breaths. Fill up your lungs completely and exhale, empty completely. Walk your hands over to the left side, lean into the right side. Walk your hands back to center. And let's try the opposite side. Walk your hands over to the right side, lean into the left side. Come back to center. Good job. We are done. Thank you for coming and participating in this core training. Hope you enjoy your day.